All right, so the Special Rapporteur on Torture, Nils Melzer, has put out his report ahead of time. It's in English, so that's a good thing. Go to the United Nations Human Rights Council site. You see it right here. Off the main page, go to documentation. See this purple link to the right. And then after you click on that, you're going to see around where the symbol sign is, it says, gives a list, and document or reports is the link. And then you're going to scroll down to 43.5. And what I had to do is download it and then re-upload it to my Google Drive to read it, because I don't like Microsoft ever since I attended APEC. I went to public meetings, so here's the advanced unedited version. Real quick, this is from the 24th of February to 20th of March 2020 on torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. So I'm going to scroll through this for everybody if you don't want to download it yourself. Contents, intro, activities relating to the mandate, psychological torture, background, concept of psychological torture, applying the constructive elements, predominant methods of psychological torture, cybertorture. That is what we want right there. Number 19 is cybertorture. So for those in targeted justice who filled out the Special Rapporteur on Torture, Nils Melzer's request questionnaire back in November, we're looking at cybertorture. So this is awesome. Conclusion and recommendations. So on pages 18 and 19, that's the main key ingredient we're looking for, because there is no class for this type of torture ever before. So this is going to roll out till, I guess, July 2020, when there's an anniversary for the Committees Against Torture. So this is the beginning of something huge for targeted individuals. So I'm just going to scroll through it. I'm not going to read it because it's going to take up more time, and because it's 20 pages. I don't think I can read it in the 5 minutes I got here. And so he is going back to the World War II and the Cold War era, and classified large-scale long-term projects involving systematic mind control experimentation. Big, huge deal on that page right there. So that is massive. Keep going. We know that's MKUltra, or the CIA's illegal experiments. So that is part of what's being presented in that paragraph 12. So this psychological torture is mental torture as an analytical concept distinct from physical torture. So he is also making the Istanbul Protocol not everything involved in torture, meaning physical evidence, because mental torture does not involve physical evidence. It's mental, except for in the case of the sonic weapons on the MC people in Cuba. So keep going, and there are lots of MKUltra, Project MKUltra stuff in here. So there's a lot of research that probably went into this. And then, of course, this Eminent Monsters documentary film is huge. He mentions in number 13. So it's the film on the origins and devastating effects of contemporary psychological torture. So we're not talking about Marquis de Sade type torture, where they're tearing limbs off of people and putting them on stretchers, even though the dungeon method is still torture. It's very classic torture since the medieval times and before the Romans and before Jesus Christ. We're talking about modern torture. So this is to page 5, the concept of psychological torture. So this is massive, massive, massive. I'll try to scroll through this a little faster. And then I'll just make a whole nother vid of